We have not done a video in a few days because I myself have been doing a lot of back testing and checking out my own edge and refining it a little bit because I've noticed a few things in the charts. Before we get stuff kicked off that I want to point out to you guys, just feel free to like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications if you haven't already. If you know anyone who's interested in trading or crypto, feel free to share the video. If you're interested in trading with me live, feel free to join the Discord server. Link to the servers in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps this channel grow, such as our MEXC link. Thank you guys so much. So now moving forward, I just want to go over the main things like Bitcoin, ETH, maybe even Dixie real quick. The point about Dixie still hovering at the 100 level, and we're actually going to the 101. We've been consolidating this level for a while now, almost like 3-4 weeks, and it's just doing exactly what we were looking for, finding consolidation. It's getting to that 100 and just bouncing off. All the central banks that were supposed to be doing their policy adjustments have made the adjustments. Dixie has enough time to consolidate that information, and we'll probably be looking to move up from here if everything is smooth. So we'll just keep that on the side and follow up with Dixie when it actually does something. But if this wants to move up, if this is finding at a bottom and the inverse relationship holds, then we should be looking for downside in Bitcoin and ETH, etc., etc., etc. So let's go now to Bitcoin here, and we are on the weekly, and you can see this week looks a little iffy, doji, whatever you want to say, kind of like pivot top like we've seen before, and in a sequence of lower highs. And yeah, that is something on low volume. Today's Thursday, you got 3 more days, so half the week is over, very low volume, and we have not really gone anywhere, done anything. So not the greatest picture on a weekly. Now if you go over to the daily, okay, actually let's go back to weekly. There is no downside oomph, I would say, until we lose 63.3 and have a hourly, 4 hour, whatever higher time frame open and close underneath that level. I'm not looking for us to go and test into 59. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to say. As long as you're above 63.3, you're doing this little dance. Where's 63.3? 63.3 right here. So literally the bottom of this like consolidation. I just want to be very, very clear. This looks like a rounding top. This looks like a rounding top. This looks like a rounding top, double top, head and shoulder distribution. This is liquidity above 64. Morning of that high coming will be open and closes above 64.3. So basically in Bitcoin, you're in $1,000 range. $1,000 up is 64.3, and breaking above that with an hourly open and close, you're looking for 65 and more. Underneath that is 63.3. Hourly open and close underneath 63.3 is looking for you to actually go probably gun down to around 61 and then possibly lower. So just be aware that that is what you're working with. You're flirting around with $1,000 in up and down in a range. Weak volume, and yeah, today's Thursday, so if buyers don't step up, the rollover is very possible and likely. So please, please, please just be aware of that moving forward. What else can we go over? I think we can look at ETH real quick because Bitcoin is basically, we are basically fighting with this resistance. Today, if you can't get above it, I would be looking for us to sweep the lows and then continue down. But I'm not looking for downside until the top is retested, okay? I would like to retest the 64.5 because overnight USA is up 200 points, and we actually did a nice little bounce off of the liquidity off the lows yesterday. If you want to see, we can go to lower time frame, and you can see that this was into the daily close right here, and we actually bounced off of it very nicely. And anyone who shorted into the daily close is trapped, and this long is actually helping them recoup losses from yesterday, because we basically went right back to the median right over here, 64,000, from 63.3 to 64, and then this was the only time we were under 63.3, which was the buying opportunity. So just keep that in mind, that I know it's been tough trading this last week, but we've been going sideways and people are just getting chopped in the consolidation. People think we're going higher, they're long, and then as we're going to the downside wicks, getting cashed out. And people who are buying the downside wicks, people who are shorting, who are thinking we're going to break the downside wicks, are getting shorted out or stopped out as the hunt of the consolidation happens in this range. So basically, this range is like not the best unless you're getting the top and the bottom, and it's clearly identified with these wicks. So be patient for the top. If a swing failures pattern, take a short for the bottom. If the bottom don't break, take a swing failure long, and then try to do a straddle of it in the middle at 63.3. I mean, that's the best I can say for that. And right now, Bitcoin, here's Bitcoin on a weekly, looks great compared to what I'm about to show you, which is ETH. Here's ETH, and actually not that much worse off. It's just the deeper retrace on ETH than Bitcoin, and we are still way under any level of real like upside continuation, which is right around here, around 28. And until we can get above 28, there's no real talk of upside, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind, that we need to get above this 2,800 for ETH to even test into 3,000 and whatnot on a weekly. Weekly, you can see bearish divergence. You can see weakness as we're getting into this higher low. I was short yesterday and had a stop at 26.95, and I got stopped out overnight, and that's fine because I could just reshort it if I really am like gung-ho about it, but I'm waiting for a little bit higher. I had a short at 26.30 and I closed it at 26.15, and I'm just waiting for another poke up because I'm not trying to just short out of like anger. I'm waiting for a specific level to short, and that level, I already said it, 26.30, because I want to see us get as high to the top of these wicks as possible. What I wanted to point you out was the lower highs in sequence of lower highs. Yes, that 2150 could be a pivot, but the pivot won't confirm until we have open closes above 2800. So that's what we're waiting on. And here's the daily. You can see yesterday when I did short. First of all, let me tell you how frustrating this whole week was. I shorted Monday, right here. Shorted Monday, got stopped out. Tuesday, got stopped out. Wednesday, got stopped out, but in profit. Didn't didn't get stopped out in profit on Tuesday. Tuesday was the biggest loss. Monday was a minor loss. Tuesday was the biggest loss. Wednesday, I recouped basically everything. And today, I got stopped out already, but I will be reshorting, as I said, around 28.30. If I can get a little bit higher than that, that's totally okay. And same thing on Bitcoin and on ETH. I'm looking for us to show some weakness as we get to the highs, because even though I'm looking for the rollover, the buy up off of the lows is really good. Let me go to a lower time frame. So this was the lows here, and then you can tell right away. I didn't even need to go and look at the time. I could just identify right off of the candles. We were trying to break down over here. We could not break down, and this was basically end of the day right here. So we were trying to get this past. I had a TP at 25.50, and I didn't have it hit by $2. So what I did was I actually took it out at 25.60, and I even showed it in the P&L, show me the money, whatever, where we screenshot our profits. I just wanted everyone to know that I did take like 2-3 shorts yesterday, but the most recent one was like right at like 26, and I wrote it all the way down, and I did take that profit at 26.40, like half of my position, and then I got stopped out in profit at 29.56 right here, basically right at this line. I had the stop loss. I got stopped out here, and I basically reshorted 26.30, and I had that profit at 26.15, and now I'm waiting to see if I can get an opportunity to re-short or what the situation is. I'm waiting for a higher time frame close before I kind of jump into this, because this does look like it wants to just take out the local top before it wants to roll over. But I don't want to do anything premature at this point. So right now I'm chilling. I'm waiting for the market to kind of get back into resistance, and then I will try to see if there's weakness there on the lower time frames to take that short. But I already showed you, like, your local time frames are iffy, and the higher time frames is showing you possible rollover, and weekly is showing you bearish divergence on volume as you're putting in a local top underneath the last high in a sequence of lower highs. So I don't know how bullish you want to be, but the chance of upside is there. Like I said, USA is opening up with 200 plus points, but will it stay like that into New York Open? So that's the gist of Bitcoin and ETH. Let's take a quick look at a few alts to see if there is something happening on the side. First of all, I know you guys hate when I dog on this, but while all the other coins are doing this, that, and other, let's see what Ripple did. Oh, look, Ripple went as low as 50 cents, and it's been as high as 61, and that was last week. And this week, it's been so tight, right? This, in my eyes, is a very, very strong indication of a possible rollover. You even have a head and shoulder formation over here with lower highs, and the wicks are getting weaker, candle bodies are getting smaller, tighter. You have this wick to the downside, yes, but volume is lackluster. On daily, same thing. I mean, if you want to put on a retail trend line, you can see this is making a lower high, and price action is getting squeezed into this lower high. Yes, these highs are getting lower, but that just means that anyone who's buying, their stop was probably here. They moved it to here. Now they moved their stop loss to here. Now their stop loss is over here. Meaning, if we do get a downside move, it's probably going to be a little bit mean, because it's going to just hunt so many stops, and it's going to continually push this to the downside. So that, and this is blind TA. Here's your actual stuff that we've been looking at. Here's the weekly. I've been showing you this on a weekly just to kind of get it in your mind that when you start seeing these wicks and the bodies like this, the possibility of a rollover is much higher when you get these like crazy wicks. I mean, they're rejection wicks. You know, it's basically price going up and someone big selling, and it's probably the Ripple Treasury themselves, because they were cashing out a lot. So this is stuff that you need to go and check with the fundamentals, the tokenomics of what's going on with the actual coin distribution and supply. Yeah, I would be very cautious of this asset. I wanted to get above 63 and get to 80, but the way this is looking, it looks like it wants to go retest into 52 before it wants to give you some upside. So just keep in mind of this moving forward. I'm going to take this picture and I'm going to share it with you guys later. So that's done. I want to do Solana and I want to do Cardano, the three majors, and then we're out of here. Here is Cardano. We did look at this. I was saying, hey, this is looking good for upside continuation. On the weekly, you can see that anyone who got under this 36 is probably very, very happy. This bull flag that we were showing in the last previous videos from 33, it's playing out. First level of resistance that we're looking for around 42 cents. You're about 2-3 cents away from that. I mean, everything is looking peachy keen except that the bearish divergence on volume, meaning that this resistance probably will be real and rejected, and then you might have a buying opportunity at 36 cents again for the test up to 52 in a consolidational manner, like ting, 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 like that, okay? Like zigzag pattern to the upside. Here's your hopium. Okay, So something like that is possible in a consolidational pattern if everything holds true for the upside here. What is that? Okay, for the upside here. And if you go on lower time frame, you can see that it's trying right now. So today, if you get back underneath 39 cents, the risk of you taking out the low is there at 37 and possibly all the way to 36 to find support, and then continuation probably sometime next week if we're not gonna reject from here this week. So keep in mind that this thing is doing its impulse to the upside, that anyone who's trying to short this right now is probably going to have trouble, but I can understand why they're trying to short it. I just think that they should be a little patient, maybe for like a little bit above 40 cents before they go gung-ho on this, because I don't think this is finding resistance until it actually gets up to 42. So that's just me being honest, and I just want to be upfront with that. Like, don't just do things assuming that, yeah, and look, people are trying to short it, but I bet you that they're going to be the fuel for the poke into resistance. So I would very, very much suggest keeping an eye on this. There's things happening, and Mr. Hoskinson is probably getting off his horse at his ranch and sitting in front of his computer and doing some work right now, trying to badmouth ETH along the process. But we'll see how that plays out. I'll leave that there for you guys. Let's go to the last coin of the day, Solana. Is this the one with the TA on it? Yeah. So here's Solana. This is what we were saying, that, hey, if your consolidation over here can't get past this level at 150, the possibility of rolling back under 132 and coming back into this bull flag is there. But Solana has been super strong. A lot of people have been talking about Solana. So I'm assuming that a lot of the money that came out of ETH, because ETH made an ugly, ugly weekly downside consolidation. Like, this is Solana. Here, let me turn off all the drawings. This is Solana. This looks like an asset that is gonna probably break out to the top and make a long-term upward move. Just look at the bearish divergence, okay? You have bearish divergence on volume. We're getting to a tippy top, the 150 that I said that, hey, it might reject us. Then you could go to that lower levels for support. I want to say like 140-ish at this point, 140 to 130. And then I would look for that next leg up if markets do pull back a little, okay? Here is Solana, one more time, what we were looking at. Now look at ETH. I bet you if you check the market caps of the dude, this looks like dog poo poo. Okay, we lost the last low. What do you call that? The last low support, and this is why I'm like, okay, cool. 2150 could be a pivot, but if we actually want to hurt market, we should be coming all the way to like 1500. So I do have all that TA for this level. I mean, not on this one. This one. Let's see. That's not the one. I have it charted. Oh, you know what it is? It's on my layers. It's on my layers on this one. Maybe it's on CME. And it's so funny that we just went to CME on ETH. Look at CME on ETH. We have this gap that everyone thinks we're going to fill, but we're actually rejecting even before the gap at 27.23. So this is why I was trying to short 2700 with 2730 as a stop loss, and I didn't get my fill. No, I got stopped out. Ha, that's what it was. I had a short at 2680 something, and I had my stop loss at 2700. And I got stopped out at 2702, and then the rollover occurred. So I'm still waiting to see if I get that 2730 short again or not. On ETH, I'm already looking for that short today. So just keep that in mind. And the gap I was looking for to the downside is right over here, right here, 1600-ish. And that is the last TP from the people who shorted the top at 4,000. That's the last TP3 if you look on this side. And the reason why I entertained the long off of 2150 is because if that was the bull flag, retest, double bottom thing, we would have gone to 7123, which we did. I want to see us fill this gap and reject. So maybe we come fill this gap all the way to, what is this, 30,000, come back down to 27, find support, and then blast through to 35, to etc., etc. So there's levels to this game. Playing it calmly and patiently is the ideal way to go. Let's go back to Solana because now we're just all over the place. And what we were saying is Solana looks good for upside continuation. The risk of rejection here, we would find support around at 132. So just keep 132 in mind and keep 150, whatever in mind. If you lose 150 on a 4-hour open and close, you know that the risk of downside is there. And you can see this right here is the tippity tip of the triangle. And this is the 1, 2, third rejection, third higher low. If this rolls over here, it's not going to be a surprise to come back to 132, and it's a buying opportunity in my opinion. And it doesn't need to go all the way to 132. Even coming to here is decent, 139. Let's see if you get a rounding bottom here. Okay, and that would be the higher low scenario in an upward. I keep doing these little. What was I doing? Something like this. This should be solid. Something of this nature should give you a heads up on a 4-hour, like, hey, this thing is failing, you should probably get out kind of situation. So yeah, I will leave it like, that looks, it's a bit mature. How about like that? That way you guys can see what's going on. That's basically all I have for you guys for today. If you guys have any questions or concerns, hit me up in the comment section below. If you have any other assets you want me to cover, feel free to let me know and I'll get it in the next video. Aside from that, please leave a like, subscribe, press the bell button for notifications, share the video with others, and then if you're interested in trading with me live, feel free to join the Discord server. Link to the server is in the description of the video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. Thank you guys so much. Trade safe. Talk to you soon.